7-yard line. That's a great call, too. Playing fake, and Bubba will put it up, throws over the middle. Touchdown. Great play.
That's a way. Trying to center off to Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down, he scored.
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow.
Edwards pulls up and buries the flag. Richardson tries, not for Robbie Ryan. Hurt three right on the money.
Daniels takes his shot for Darby.
What is up, my Pitchfork Lunch people? Welcome into Monday's edition, a Victory Monday, a Championship Monday here on Pitchfork Lunch. And yes, a lot of you saw it, men's and women's swim and dive Big 12 champs. That is four Big 12 championships for the Sun Devils, for Sun Devil Nation, first year in the Big 12. Absolute forks up. You know we love it here on Pitchfork Lunch, as all Sun Devil Nation loves it here on Pitchfork Lunch. Also, again, it was a very busy and awesome weekend. Yeah, very, very busy, and just, again, great. Again, just a little bit of a tough weekend, but a fun weekend in Sun Devil Nation. But yes, headlined by men's and women's swim and dive, winning the Big 12 championship. And guys, on the women's side, this is their very first one. Yeah, both the men's and women's swim and dive are 2025 Big 12 champions. It's the women's first conference championship in program history. So, yes, very tough in the Pac 12 to do. Pac 10, Pac 12, they competed, they battled, but first in history, Forks up to the women's program, absolutely crushing it. And the men's team secured their first Big 12 championship in program history after winning back-to-back conference championships in the Pac-12. So this is 3 conference championships in a row. The L3-peat for the men's team. And again, just in the Big 12, that is 4 championships. And hey, there's a chance to get a few more, right? Might be there's obviously, it's still going on, a chance to get a few we'll talk results and everything like that, but head coach Harvey Bame, and again look forward to catching up with him, hopefully sooner rather than later, but taking over for Coach Bowman, who obviously went to the University of Texas. And yeah, but this team just absolutely crushing it. So we'll get into that, my pitchfork lunchers again. But yes, starting the off for remind you where I'm at. Everything Forks up to swim and dive, men's and women's Big 12 champs. Oh, love it. That's right. Yes, all sports do matter, but us Sun Devils do know that. But nonetheless, I am Michael Carasino at Diablo00 on X, artist formerly known as the Twitter. Check out the show live there every day, Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. You can also check it out on the good old IG at michael.caratinudo.5. Yes, on the good old Instagram. Check it out there. The YouTube channel, guys, watch live on YouTube. Always phenomenal. I know I remind you every day. You can watch live, but even if you are watching live there, which again, Forks Up, great to have you in Pitchfork Lunch. Subscribe to my channel. So all you have to do is go to YouTube. You guys know how to get there. See my name, Michael Carasino, but it's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ, 005, like swim and dive Big 12 champs. Yeah, 005 on YouTube. At MVC005, and you can subscribe, because again, this week going to be aiming and some scheduling stuff working out, but bringing you a lot more con reviews, as we call it here on Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, they're interviews, but more so conversations and excitement, because Sun Devil Nation absolutely rocks. And Forks up to, again, taking over as AD. You have a lot on your plate. Graham Rossini, man, just the vision he's had, and we've been so lucky enough to have him obviously on this show, talk to him at football media days last year in Vegas. Got to catch up with him at the right before the was it before the Arizona game in football? Yeah, it was after the BYU game, the week of the Arizona game. Volleyball won the Big 12. Obviously, first year in the Big 12, women's volleyball won the Big 12 championship. But Graham Rossini, man, again, just it's a vision. And yes, the coaches have to do the job they're here to do. And it's just, again, his vision, what he's done, obviously, yes, out there, getting the product out there. But again, and it was so awesome. He said on the program, I said, you're becoming an athletic director. You're the ultimate, you're the coach of the coaches, as a position is seen. And it's someone to, not that he obviously understands the sports, but to step back and say, they're doing their thing. I'm learning from them. I learned from them, but advice that he can offer and just in going forward. And man, it has been, people can say, oh, honeymoon period, this or that. Well, if a honeymoon period is so far 4 conference championships, we'll definitely take it, Sun Devil Nation, right? So Graham Orsini, man, absolute forks up. So glad again you've been gracious to come on the show. Uh, yeah, and just again, absolutely awesome. Stoked for some dive, but I digressed. My whole point is anything you miss, any interviews, anything you've missed, you can go to YouTube and subscribe to the channel. So again, it's at Evans and Michael V's and Victory C's and Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. Also, for those of you that are watching, you can let your friends know that for, yes, quite a while now, which is, again, a very, very good thing for quite a while now, we, and as in we in Pitchfork Lunch, are on the best internet radio station on the web, the Casual Sports Radio Network. So stoked we could be part of the Casual Sports Radio Network family. But again, pretty easy. All you have to do is go to www.ksrnaz.com. Those watching seats scrolling across the bottom. ksrnaz.com. Page will open up. Click listen live. Hit play Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. Bam. Pitchfork Lunch is right there for you. For those of you watching, stoked you're watching. Keep it up. But for friends that, might not be able to watch, they're at work, they're out and about, they're working remotely and stuff like that, great. They can listen. You can let them know that they can stream it through their Bluetooth, because, yes, I do want you to watch, but don't watch and drive, because like I tell you every day, you're Sun Devils, you're smart. You're smarter than that. So pay attention to the road, but you can listen. Again, go to www.ksrnaz.com. Page will open up. Click listen live. Hit play Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. There's your Pitchfork Lunch. Stream it through your Bluetooth. So if you're going to meet your friends for lunch, rock on. That's great. You can listen on the way there. When you get there, you can still listen. Or again, pop the show up either on the on X, IG, YouTube, all that good stuff. But yeah, Casual E, man, again, inviting us into the family. And guys, when you're there, subscribe to their socials, because you want to keep up with the Suns, which I know are driving Casual E crazy. The Suns, the Diamondbacks, obviously spring training getting up and going, is up and going, I should say. The Suns, the Diamondbacks, the Cardinals, the Mercury, everything. It is all there for you. Casual E has got you covered, and Pitchfork Lunch gets to be a part of the family. So that absolutely rocks. But again, go to www.ksrnaz.com. Page will open up. Click listen live. Hit play. Bam, you're right there. But again, check it out. Again, so stoked for those of you listening on KSRN. Thank you. Appreciate it. Hit me up with comments. Again, at Diablos00 on X. And yeah, we're rolling here on Pitchfork Lunch. But yes, now back to swim and dive, guys. Big 12 champs, and that is absolutely phenomenal. They were the Big 12 champs. They scored 1,695. They scored 1,695 points. Yeah. And man, I tell you what, they did a phenomenal job, to overstate the obvious, right? Pitchfork Lunchers, I know you get that. It's just it's crazy. I mean, it is so exciting, and it was up in Federal Way, Washington. Final standings, yeah, ASU again, commandingly, 1,695 points. The next closest was that team down south, And it's you guys know me, so I'm not. I've said this a million times. Those who've watched Pitchfork Lunch, I don't talk out of both sides of my mouth because people do it when talking about certain things, certain angles about sport, a team, sport, whatever. But that old No Fear shirt, and I know I talked about this last year. I had who were we talking? Anyway, it was during one of the con reviews, but the old No Fear shirt, old school No Fear shirt, and it said second place is the first loser. It's like a silver medalist. It's hard calling a silver medalist a loser, but in this case for you guys, ASU again, the women swim and dive 1,695 points. That team down south 1,240. So yes, they are the first loser. Anyway, I kid because I care. But again, we're celebrating the Devils. 1,695 points. The team down south had 1,240. Houston 1,211 and a half. TCU 854. Utah 809 and a half. Cincinnati 800 and a half. BYU 761 and a half. Kansas 542. West Virginia 409, and the Cyclones Iowa State 397. Now on the men's side, so the women won by 455 points. On the men's side, they won by 611 points. The Devils, yes, the men, 1,912 points to that team down south again, 1,301. Utah had 1,153 and a half. TCU had 1,088 and a half. BYU 960, Cincy 623, and WVU had 570. So yes, so yeah, I mean, yeah, but shout out to Caden Hayes. She won her first conference title in platform diving. She scored 251.6 points, becoming the first Sun Devil since 2018 to win a conference championship in platform diving. Caroline Bentz, who's had a heck of a season. She got the nice start with a victory in the 200-meter backstroke with 151.89, setting a school record and her third individual title. Julia Ullman also secured a podium finish in the 100 free at 48.82. Yeah, it's wow. And on the men's side, quicker like Johnny Kulau and Patrick Salmon placed first and second in the 100 free. Kulau set a personal best and set a meet record with a 41.07. Yes, in the 100 free. And Salmon swam a 41.39. And Tommy Palmer actually finished fourth, 42 flat. So, yeah, Devils just cruising in the water. Julia Ullman was the women's swimming freshman of the meet. Forks up to her. Women's diving. Oh, women's swimming freshman of the meet, not diving. Sorry. Julia Ullman was the women's swimming freshman of the meet. Women's diving freshman of the meet was from Utah, but ASU also got women's swimmer of the meet, Caroline Bentz. Men's freshman of the meet was Lucian Vergnus of course, ASU. And then the men's swimmer of the meet was Johnny Kulau from ASU. So as for Big 12 champions, you got Caroline Bentz in the 50 free, Johnny Kulau in the 50 free. Okay, let's do the women first. So you have Caroline Bentz in the 50 free, Julia Ullman in the 100 fly. Caroline Bentz set a school record, like we said, in the 100 back with 51.22, which is just moving. To overstate the obvious, I know, right? Pitchfork Lunchers, I'm just stoked. Look, you lose a coach like Coach Bowman, and but the good news is, when you lose a coach like that, you're like, oh, where are we going to go? Where are we going to go? Well, the good news, the phenomenally great news, And I mentioned this in the beginning of the season, or in the beginning of the, not swim season, but school year X. I mean, they do stuff pretty much all through the fall up until this this championship. But Herbie Bayman, I got to hear him speak at the Olympic luncheon, Sun Devil Olympians luncheon. Which again, shout out to Doug Tamaro for getting me A, letting us know about that, but B, getting me into that just to again listen and be around and get to talk to a few. And yes, don't worry, there's interviews I have not brought you yet, but they are we'll bring it to you. But nonetheless, but for I mean, Coach Bain was elevated head coach in April. You know, after obviously the season was over last year, the men's won obviously the Pac-12 championship, but the men's won the national championship. And Coach Bowman said of Herbie, you know, that he is the brightest young coach in America, and becoming the head at ASU is a perfect opportunity for him. He was his trusted partner in building the championship program, and he will lead the Sun Devils to many more milestones in the future. He said he couldn't be happier for Herbie or ASU, which again is awesome. But yeah, as experience, and again, I'm efforting to get to obviously to talk to Coach. But now, by the way, that's the Big 12 meet, as you guys obviously know, champions. But man, I mean, to take over and come off that success, and then look, swimming, golf. We heard. We're gonna hear from Coach Thurman, as they are in Cabo. But yes, probably get to that. Not probably. We'll get to that tomorrow. But yeah, to take over, I mean, you win, and obviously, yes, everybody knows Leon Marchand was just, I mean, a beast. But the whole team, and then your, coach, but the coach and the assistant that build it up, coach leaves. Again, it just made sense to promote him. And I'm not saying one shouldn't look, but and come on, it was a no-brainer. And it's just, again, absolutely awesome. And when you look at so they are headed they're headed back to Federal Way, and that would be a week from today. The NCAA dive zones are March 10th, 11th, and 12th. And then back in Federal Way. So swimming is not back until March 19th, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So that in and of itself is phenomenal. But that's what they have. And yeah, so the dive, so diving championships are the 10th through the 12th. And then a week from the 12th, so that following Wednesday, is up in Federal Way when the swimming national championships start. Women's championships are, well, this is the women's. Just want to make sure. Well, I'm guessing the men's will be the same because I don't think they stretch it out. But yes, let me one momento, por favor. But as I make sure, because I'm pretty sure the dates are the same on the men's, and I think I know I talked about it. Their schedule prior to last week, saying that they were obviously getting ready for the Big 12 championships, but okay, so the dive zones are the same. For the men, it's the 10th, 11th, and 12th in Federal Way. But for the men, the champion, okay, so the men swimmers have the 26th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. in Federal Way, but then the women have, yeah, okay, so I did screw that one up. Apologies, guys. But yeah, the women have the 10th, 11th, 12th, and then the 19th through the 22nd, and then the men have the 26th, 27th, 28th, 29th. In Federal Way. So yeah, that would be, but the dive zones are the same. And with diving, again, you guys get it. Obviously, the amount of yes, divers is going to move. And again, no pun intended, a little more quickly, but obviously these swimmers are moving very, very, very quickly. So that is just absolutely phenomenal. But yeah, that's what they have next. And again, we're going to aim to get Coach Bame on before that, whatever I can do. Anyway, you don't need the behind the scenes stuff. We'll go from there. But swim and dive, again, just crushing it. And then I mentioned the women's. On the men's side, Johnny Kulau won the 50 free in 1864. Wow. Might take me 38.64 to do that one. But anyway, not about me, about Sun Devil Big 12 champs, which is phenomenal. And then Ilya Karan, who obviously back again, he took the 100 fly in 44.13. Andy Dobzhansky, or Dobrzhansky, pardon me. Andy Dobrzhansky won the 100 breast in 51.75. Jack Wadsworth won the 100 back, 45.01. Johnny Kulau again in the 100 free. He won the 50 free and the 100. Oh, by the way, the 50 free, the 1864 meet record. Yeah, phenomenal. And then Johnny Kulau also 100 free, 41.07, another meet record. Yeah. Patrick Salmon won the 200 free, 131.57. Ilya Garan, a 139.41 for the men's 200 fly. He won. Andy Dobrzhansky, the 200 breast, 151.93. Daniel Matheson, the 500 free. Now we're getting the crazy distance, 4:14.37. Says NCAA B cut. So yeah, NCAA B cut. I'll have to look into what that means, and I will find out. And then the 200 IM, Kale Martyr won the 200 IM, 142.94 NCAA B cut as well. And then Michael Hockwalt took the 400 IM in 3:41.40. The men's 200 medley relay of Lucian Vergnasilia, Karan, Johnny Kulau, and Andy Dobrzhansky. 121.16 in the 200 medley. Wow. Big 12 record. There you go. Again, that's why I'm laughing. This is phenomenal. And then the 400 medley relay of Vergnas, Dobrzhansky, Karan, and Kulau. They set a meet record at 3 minutes, 0.55. So that's a meet record in the men's 400 medley relay. And then the men's 400 free relay, Karan, Salmon, Palmer, and Kulau, 2:44.03, a Big 12 record. And then the men's 800 free relay, Tiago Behar, Quinn Sider, Philip Sink, Samardazic, and Patrick Salmon, 6:08.54 in the 800 free relay, a meet record. So, phenomenal. But hey, I'm going to take a quick break. When we get back, I'm going to talk softball, baseball, and obviously hockey. We're going to start with hockey. It's going to be very interesting, but we'll get into it. Hockey, obviously, went to Omaha and split. So I'll get into standings numbers and all that stuff real quick. But again, forks up, shout out to men's and women's swim and dive. You crushed it, you rocked it, and I cannot wait for obviously the national championships and the national champion, the national championships on men's and women's dive to see what they can do. And can the men they've got 3 conference championships in a row, last 2 Pac-12, first Big 12, and Sun Devil domination. So on that note of Sun Devil domination, we will be right back with more Pitchfork Lunch. Don't go anywhere.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use.
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean McConnell.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org. This is the sound of a racing heart. It's beating a little faster because it belongs to a young child. But this child isn't in the middle of a close soccer game or playing with her puppy in the yard. Her heart is racing because she's just been told she has to move foster homes again. Change a child's story. There's a child waiting for a volunteer like you. Learn how you can help at casaforchildren.org.
You've been putting off because you don't think you can afford it? Well, it's time to call the team at Customer First Solutions. Customer First is your one-stop shop for all home repairs, from full interior and exterior painting to handyman services, drywall repair, electrical, and plumbing. Customer First has the most competitive prices in the Valley. Your flat rate quote is based on the square footage of your home, and that includes wall repair. All Customer First technicians are licensed, bonded, and fully background checked for your assurance. Call or text Customer First Solutions at 480-877-0255 for your free quote. Customer First Solutions, where our customers and their homes are our first priority.
KSRN has the inside track on all things sports, with topics and opinions from former players and local personalities. Catch 15-year NFL veteran Ed Smith and Jay Adams on Easy Sports Talk every Saturday.
Unfortunately, with this back and these knees, I don't quite have that ability, or at least I use. Are you good?
For all things Arizona Cardinals, tune in Monday nights with Casual E and Sean Conn.
Bird Gang, I know it's another tough loss, but keep encouraged. We miss you, BA.
And now you can exclusively listen to former Arizona Cardinal Jeremy Bridges on his show, JB and Benny Blue Review.
Exactly.
Don't be dumb.
Sending a message out to the world.
Always relaying that message. Don't be dumb.
Yes, your guy, Benny Blue, comedian extraordinaire.
Exclusively on KSRN, Casual Sports Radio Network.
You are listening to the best internet radio station on the web, KSRN, Arizona.
What up, all? Yes, for those of you listening on the Casual Sports Radio Network on KSRN, you are listening on the best internet radio station on the web. I am Michael Carasino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. Also, check out the show there Monday through Friday, 12 to 1. My IG, Michael.Carasino.5. The YouTube channel, which you need to subscribe to as well as watch live. It's at Emmons and Michael, V as in Victory, Season Champ 005, like swim and dive, Big 12 Champs, forks up. At MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. And for the Casual Sports Radio Network, again, www.ksrnaz.com. Hockey, guys, they split. Oh, it was tough Saturday night. They were right there. Also, shout out, before you know hockey too, shout out to lacrosse getting the 13-12 win over St. Joseph Saturday. I was out there for that. So very, very awesome to be out there for that, and to see, again, they got off to a fast start. Hey, it's a game of runs. Coach talked about it after the game, and I'll bring you that actually tomorrow. Like I said, we have a game tomorrow too. Also, Hate Week rivalry. The Devils play the Cats, and we'll be there in that city, in the city down south tomorrow. But nonetheless, shout out to lacrosse. And then women's tennis as well, rocking it against BYU. Got to go out and check some of that out. Can't wait. Look forward to, getting out there more and more as well. And then, obviously, women's hoops, tough one against Arizona on a Saturday night. They fell to the Cats again, but it was a little bit of back and forth. And then just in the end, both teams kind of a little shorter benches, but ASU's, again, with the injuries, a little bit shorter, even then. Coach Adair talked about it, and now they're headed out to the Big 12 tournament. Yeah, so March Madness is here, baby. March Madness is here. But yeah, and baseball as well. But hockey, guys, real quick. So when we look at the standings, Western Michigan, 51 points. Yes, they are the NCHC regular season champs. Solid. The Sun Devils, 47 points, and they are done. They've played their 24 games. There's 9 teams in the conference. Everybody else has 22. Everybody else has games this weekend. Western Michigan this past weekend, they let's see, I can tell you what they did. They won 6-4 over North Dakota on Friday. Then Saturday night, North Dakota, I said, hey, maybe they get them, but they went to overtime, but they did lose in overtime. They lost 4-3, but now they have Miami of Ohio, who, it's like we know, it's been a struggle for them. So but even if, again, they were to drop both games to Miami of Ohio, which I definitely do not see a team. Miami of Ohio is going to be competitive, but Western Michigan. But again, that's what. Hey, you know what? I'm guilty of both sides there. That you play the game not on paper. In this case, play it on the ice. But nonetheless, that's what they have. Now Omaha, who split with ASU, so Western Michigan 51, ASU has 47. They're done with play. Omaha has 41, right? And so ASU and Omaha are 2-2 against each other this year. But Omaha now has North Dakota, at least one regulation win. Happy campers. Don't care if it's Friday the 7th, Saturday the 8th. Does not matter to me or to any Sun Devil Nation. And I will root for that. But again, ASU gets to watch that and not playing this weekend. So Omaha and North Dakota, and that is huge because when we look at the standings as well too, here's another crazy thing. Here's another crazy thing as we look at the standings as well, because North Dakota has 39 points, as does Denver, right? Omaha's got 41. So again, North Dakota playing for seeding, you take 2, you sweep Omaha, and that would give you 45 points. You split, and again, for ASU to finish second, again, Denver can only get 45 points. So Denver, North Dakota can only get 45 points if they sweep both their games. Denver, I will tell you real quickly, has Colorado College. Denver has Colorado College, who has 32 points this year. They're 11-10-1 in conference play, 17-14-1 overall. So, and again, obviously a little bit of state banter, trash talking, bragging rights. But yeah, for the Devils, look, it was, when, like I said, it was, okay. So the NCHC quarterfinals are Friday the 14th. Saturday the 15th and Sunday the 16th, well, if necessary. And then the NCHC Frozen Face-Off is going to be in St. Paul, Minnesota from March 21st to 22nd. So, so that is where, but yeah, so it says Mullet Arena for the quarterfinals. So I'll have to get clarification on that. I will work on clarification for that. But, well, that's a Mullet Arena, but as to why it's at Mullet Arena, because again, Omaha, ASU Friday night crushed them 4-1. And then it was 4-2 ASU on Saturday. Again, they almost had the tying goal. But it was ended up being a high stick that knocked it in. A hell of a play. I always can't stand that when, it's above the post. And again, it's high sticking. It is, and that again definitely is safety. But again, you talk about the hand eye for a spinning puck in the air. And the hockey player's like, bam, whaps it in. It's a hell of a shot, but nonetheless. And then Omaha turned around and got the empty netter 4-2. But yeah, and then so in the pairwise though. By the way, the Devils stayed at 16. Again, 19-13-2 overall this season. And they are at 16. So this will be interesting because if they are playing at Mullet Arena, my Pitchfork Lunch peeps, if that is they would need to take care of business here, home crowd, which would be phenomenal. But yeah, I'll get clarification on that. I'll look into, obviously, because I didn't really look into it because every other team, like I told you, and I talked about this last week, everybody else has games this weekend. So Miami of Ohio playing Western Michigan, Omaha playing North Dakota, Denver playing Colorado College, which means Minnesota Duluth is playing St. Cloud State. So again, and Miami, they Miami again, it's got 4 points, but St. Cloud State has 21, Minnesota Duluth 26, Colorado has 32. So again, Colorado College, even if they, Minnesota Duluth could actually tie them. So, but yeah, it's so that's why I didn't get into it, but I will effort that to say the least. So yes, that is again hockey 16 in the pairwise. Oh, by the way, let's see, so Boston College still number 1, which Big Ten getting love. Okay, so Western Michigan is 5. And then you have Denver at 9. ASU at 16. North Dakota at 18. And then Omaha's at 27. So, like, yeah, and again, going off schedules and pairwise, and this is one thing when I get to talk to Coach Powers, I'm gonna. I said I explained to her here on Pitchfork Lunch last week, so explain the pairwise to his team and what they had in front of them. But still, 47 points first year in the NCHC for the regular season, 14-9-1 in conference. You'll take that. 19-13-2. I mean, it's a team that, there's and coach has said it. Actually, I shouldn't say it'll be the first to tell you. Coach has said it. There's a few games on that Devils schedule that, Colorado College losing 5-4. They're up big. They went 4 the night before. They're up big. Colorado College charges back, wins 5-4. Okay, so that, and in regulation, by the way. So you figure, that's one that definitely got away from them. On the road at Colorado College, they lost, 4-3 in overtime early in the season, November 8th. But then they got swept by Colorado College, who was number 8 at the time. And then they had lost to Omaha, but then they beat Omaha, swept Denver, swept Minnesota Duluth, beat Robert Morris in the Desert Hockey Classic, and then beat 16th ranked Cornell, then beat North Dakota, and then fell to North Dakota 4-3. But then they rip off 3 more wins, 2 over St. Cloud State, and then they beat Colorado College 4-1. And again, like I said, at Mullet lost 5-4 after they were up, constantly up. They got up 2 goals, they got up 3 goals, and then it was just, it was, oh man. And that one, there's your 20th win right there. And you would have swept Colorado College. Return the favor, but instead Colorado College obviously took 3 out of 4 from the Devils this year. But you turn around, you crush Miami of Ohio, you lose 5-4 to Denver in overtime, then you beat them 6-5 in overtime, again, toe-to-toe, heavyweight fight. And then Minnesota Duluth, they lost 3-2 in overtime on the 14th at Minnesota Duluth, and then they tied 3-3, and they got the shootout win. But they tied 3-3 in overtime, and then you beat Western Michigan 5-3, get empty. You lose 4-3 in overtime. But I mean, again, toe-to-toe, middle ring, battling, take that momentum, 4-1 over Omaha. Omaha makes adjustments at home, and then they get the 4-2 win. But look, this team, again, absolutely phenomenal, my friends. So nonetheless, though, we're going to get out of here tomorrow. Again, I'll hit more baseball. We'll hit baseball. We will hit softball. I did not forget about that. And obviously, they had a hell of a weekend wrapping up Classic. They start conference play as well. But yes, I will wrap all that up. Or I'll get to that tomorrow too. And plus we'll talk men's hoops as they take on that terrible team down south ahead of their season finale against Texas Tech Saturday at Desert Financial Arena. So again, just a phenomenal weekend. Again, forks up, shout out to swim and dive, men's and women's swim and dive, Big 12 champs, Big 12 domination pitchfork launchers. We will have more on that. Again, efforting interviews and everything. If you have any suggestions, you guys know where to hit me up at Diablo00 on X, my IG, Michael.Caratuno.5. YouTube, again, go to the YouTube channel. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Champ 005 at MVC005 on YouTube, and subscribe. And the Casual Sports Radio Network, again, www.ksrnaz.com. So I will see you tomorrow, same bat time, same bat channel. Everybody have a phenomenal rest of your Monday. And Taco Tuesday, man, I like them a little spicy. Tomorrow's going to be spicy. We'll see what we have tomorrow. Again, working on a few things. But again, just be on the lookout as we go from there. But have a phenomenal rest of your day. And again, Forks Up, shout out, men's and women's swim and dive, Big 12 champs. That is 1, 2, 3, 4 Big 12 championships, first year in the conference. Let's go. I will see you tomorrow, like women's volleyball always reminds us, hashtag our state. And yes, you guys know it. As always, Forks Up.
I went to Arizona State. Right. I'm a Sun Devil, man.
The 27-yard line. That's a great call, too. Play fake. Plummer will put it up. Throws over the middle. Touchdown. Quick play.
That's a way. Trying to center off with Eckerly, and he just missed the net. O'Reilly with the shot. Far down. He scores.
From behind for a month. Now with the lead, they're getting a little wobbly. Philadelphia, they won't get him. Wow.
Edwards pulls off.